It's been the big discussion between Paul Skenes or Dylan Cruz going number one in the draft, and I mean it's based on Pittsburgh Pirates are in number one, but if they're making a playoff push, which everyone thinks they will, I mean they're kind of in a driver's seat here. Do you take Skenes and put him into the back end of your bullpen rotation? Maybe let him pitch one or two games in single A, throw him in a double A or triple A game. But I mean, he's got stuff to be possibly like a closer or a middle relief guy out of a big league bullpen this year. Or do you just draft him because he's pitched, what's he coming up on, like 180 innings this season? Shut him down and just wait till next season.
It's a cool story. I think it's a rare situation that you don't see often with Pittsburgh kind of going from worst to first in their division. Right. And yeah, I think they could contend with the Brewers and the Reds for that playoff spot. But I think you have to be realistic. You're looking at a 1-game playoff for whoever wins the NL Central. And you don't want to jeopardize the future of your franchise, especially if you view him as a starter long term. But I personally would have let him throw a couple games in the minors and then just kind of phase him out for the season. But I think you could let him come up to the bullpen, if you really wanted to, and give him that chance. But then next year I would immediately send him back down to the minors and let him develop as a starter.
No, and that's a good point. So if you're Pittsburgh, you're taking Paul Skenes over Dylan Cruz at number one?
I don't know. I'll let Tyler speak to it. He might know more about the prospects, but I mean, we've spent 3 years talking about Dylan Cruz being a five-tool player, and he's super talented. So I think it's hard to forego that, but Paul Skenes looks super polished as well. And Pittsburgh, they have some talent offensively. They don't have a ton on the mound, so I could see him making that switch.
Tyler, who are you taking?
I mean, you can't really go wrong with either of the guys.
I know that's what makes it tough.
It's whatever you want to prioritize right now. Like if you're thinking of, okay, we're going to make a playoff push. Okay, we're going to go with pitching. I mean, I don't think the Pittsburgh Pirates honestly are going to make the playoffs. I think that the Reds already passed them. The Brewers, with their pitching, is going to lock them up. So honestly, I've been going back and forth all season. It would not surprise me if they didn't even go Dylan Cruz or Paul Skenes, because I've heard like they want to save some money on, like some MLB teams rather go with like some guy from the high school and save some money and not have to, spend some millions on it, which I would want, which I'm really rooting for. I want like Paul Skenes to go to the Rangers and go with that program instead of like, the Pirates. But nothing wrong about the Pirates. But ultimately think that Pittsburgh is going to prioritize pitching. They definitely need it over offense. I think that, I don't know. It's just tough. Like if you're the Pirates, like it doesn't matter. Like you pitch, like if you want to go with Wyatt Langford too, like he's a good player as well. So I mean the Pirates, I don't even know where they're going to go, but I think that they are really set up with that number one pick.
And I think Langford's a guy that you could save some cap space on. Like Tyler mentioned, I mean he probably is expecting top 5 money at this point. So if he could maybe sign at that point, then you could, I guess the point in saving cap money is that you could take a high school kid in the second round that might be going to college and you can throw a huge signing bonus at him and get kind of 2 first-round prospects in that regard. But I don't know. 2 generational talent players like that. They saved some money a couple of years ago, actually getting Henry Davis, who made his MLB debut today. So
he had a walk-off today to win it, I saw.
Wow. All right. That's a good way to debut. So yeah, I think
he just into the league.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the draft order. You got Pirates, Nationals, Tigers, and Rangers. I bet you the Rangers would be ecstatic if Paul Skenes or Dylan Cruz happened to fall to them.
They're not going to drop that far, but I would be shocked if one of them fall to them. Nationals, though, I think they're in the driver's seat too. Like whoever the Pirates pass on, be like, all right, thank you very much. We'll take them at number 2.
If I'm being honest,
Cruz, who knows?
If the Pirates are making a playoff push, their pitching has been good enough to get them there.